Today we will recap a horror and thriller movie, in which a woman takes advantage of a man when they get stuck in an elevator. And later what happens between them and the story behind it will blow your mind. To know this movie's name? Watch the video till the end. It is 7 p.m. on a Friday, and Jennifer has been working late. Jennifer struggles with whether or not to send an email to her ex-fiancé to let him know she's flying to New York to surprise him for Valentine's Day. In the end, she doesn't send the email. She gathers her belongings and gets into the elevator. Meanwhile, a man named Guy from another office on a different floor also leaves for his house after working till late at night. Since she's on the higher floor, she enters first. Jennifer holds the elevator door open for Guy just in time. Guy tries to make an awkward conversation, but Jennifer replies without any interest. Guy shows Jennifer an art on the elevator's wall and suddenly the elevator comes to an unexpected stop. They get confused and Guy presses the call button. But the call button doesn't appear to be functioning. Jennifer suggests pressing the alarm button, but that also has no effect. Guy tries to pull the doors open but they don't budge. They are trapped, the last two people in a building closed for a long weekend, with no alarm or access to cell signal or emergency phones. They give a brief introduction of their companies and the work they do. Guy tries to keep talking, but Jennifer is worried that she might miss her flight. They start screaming into the door 15 minutes later, but nobody is nearby. So together they try to open the ceiling door of the lift. He lifts her up while she pushes at the ceiling but finds no escape hatch. After realizing that her flight has already been missed, Jennifer feels a little more at ease. In order to lighten the mood, the guy cracks a joke, and then they finally exchange names. She is thirsty so Guy offers her his water. She doesn't want to take it from him but he insists so she takes a sip. Then she offers him some Hershey's Kisses. He makes a joke about the kisses being very forward and she laughs. After being stranded for 4 hours, Jennifer is having trouble holding her pee. Then Guy says there is no need to be ashamed of me, it is natural. He finally convinces her and she urinates into her empty bottle, while Guy turns away and closes his ears. After this Jennifer thanks him for his consideration, and they start talking about their personal lives. Guy claims that no one is aware of his presence because he was working late in secret. Jennifer also says that she has no one to come look for her. Since they are both single, nobody will look for them. Guy and Jennifer then share a bottle of wine. Later at 1 a.m. as they make drawings to pass the time, Guy admits that he had noticed her in the building, thought she was attractive and would like to get to know her, but he didn't want her to think he was a stalker. She blushes at this and thanks him. Then they show each other the drawings they made. Then they think up topics to talk about. He suggests sports but she declines so they decide to talk about sex. Jennifer talks about reading raunchy novels and how she used to act out all the stories with her ex-boyfriend in the library. Guy tells about his romantic affair. He blushes and feels uneasy, so he stops telling the story. Apparently, he is aroused and now his bull is ready to fight. Jennifer notices this and passes a naughty smile. Jennifer tells him that it is all normal and natural. He tells her that he wants to kiss her. He approaches her slowly, and then they kiss. But Jennifer knows that his flag is high so she gives him the pleasure he wants. Then they hug each other in the lift. During hugging, Guy seems to be falling in love with her and this causes her to go cold. She quickly dresses up. He asks her what happened. Then she tells him that what they did was nice and she really enjoyed it. But right now she was supposed to be in New York surprising her ex-boyfriend and making things right because she still loves him. Guy wants to give their thing a chance. He starts acting strangely and says that he is going to tell her the truth. He informs her that he is not employed by any of the companies in the building. He shows Jennifer the images from the CCTV and tells her that he sees her every day on the camera. He is the building's security guard. Jennifer is scared to hell. Guy then puts a key into the elevator and says that if she wants to leave she can leave. Jennifer says you will spend the rest of your life in jail for this. Guy retracts his offer to let her go because it is clear that he doesn't want that. Jennifer runs to open the elevator with the key but Guy catches her. In the struggle, she accidentally kicks the key breaking it and now they're truly trapped inside the elevator. She gets frustrated and kicks him in the groin and then hits him on the head with her sandals. Now Guy is unconscious and Jennifer gets nervous seeing a lot of blood in the elevator. She slowly approaches him. Guy briefly regains consciousness before hitting Jennifer's head on the floor, and they both lie unconscious for a long while. If you are watching, do not forget to subscribe and like the video. After a long time when Jennifer regains consciousness, She notices that the guy has already come to her senses and he is sitting quietly in a corner. He tells her that they've had an entire relationship from meeting, hugging, to breaking up in this elevator. He then reveals that 2 more guards were supposed to be present, but he had to send both of them away. He then makes it clear that he would rather kill her than return to jail. Guy searches Jennifer's bag and takes out the shirt that she intended to give her ex-boyfriend. He forces Jennifer to open another one of the Valentine's gifts. Jennifer trembles in fear and opens the box. It's a cigar set. Guy smokes a cigar in front of Jennifer and tries to scare her with the lighter. Then he suddenly realizes that the lift's ceiling panel doesn't have any screws. He climbs up and breaks open one of the panels with his bottle. Jennifer herself begins to feel optimistic now. She convinces him by claiming that she understands his perspective and won't report him to the authorities. He put Jennifer on his shoulders and stood up. Jennifer comes out of the lift lifting the panel. Guy also guides her to the ladder. She gives him the special finger when she notices this and then she leaves. Guy finally succeeds in exiting and follows Jennifer up the stairs. When Jennifer reaches the elevator doors, Guy grabs her and pulls them both down. He lands terribly and she falls on top of him. Guy is now unconscious but Jennifer is still conscious. Jennifer notices that there is water dripping from a fire alarm there. She burns some paper in order to trigger the fire alarm, so that a security officer or the fire department can arrive and save them. Guy wakes up and approaches her, so she kicks him. She quickly ties him up with the scarves. She takes the cigar cutter and the lighter and opens his pants. He begs her to stop so Jennifer spares him. She demands that he confess what he did on camera in return. Jennifer records a video and Guy explains how he tricks Jennifer and locks her up in the lift. He also reveals his real name to be John. She forces him to admit to abducting her and abusing her repeatedly. She angrily asks why he did all this, instead of asking her out like a normal person. He tells her that she would never have given him the time, because he is only a security guard. Jennifer is a bit sympathetic to Guy's story, and decides to stop recording him. It is already 1:15, and no one has come even after sounding the fire alarm. But the 2 people did, the other security guard Eddie and his girlfriend, because they are searching for a place for hugging. After seeing the security footage, Eddie panics and calls for the elevator. He tells them to hold on, and goes to open it manually. While Eddie brings a crowbar, and opens the lift gates, John begins to untie the knots. When he looks away, John attacks Jennifer, and he doesn't realize this and gives John his own key to restart the elevator. John calls him inside to help him, and grabs him by the arms. Eddie gets crushed in a burst of blood. John knocks Jennifer out as she screams in pure shock. Now John opens the elevator door, lifts Jennifer, and puts her in his car's trunk. John also breaks Jennifer's phone and throws Eddie's body and his own clothes down the elevator shaft. He then cleans himself up, and puts on his security uniform finally. Moving with terrible pain, he goes to his computer, and deletes all the recording files. But he is unaware that Eddie brought Ruby, his girlfriend, with him. John kills her and throws her into the elevator, because he sees her as a threat. He takes his car, and drives to a deserted place. He soaks a trash can in petrol to burn all things related to Jennifer. Then he opens the trunk. Jennifer is still unconscious, but when John turns around to put her things in the bin, she gets up, and hits him with the petrol can. Jennifer starts the car and drives away. But she stops, and instead, she reverses with a terrifying speed. John jumps into the trash can to save himself, but gets stabbed by a piece of metal. Jennifer lights up the cigar, smokes it and throws it inside. John burns like garbage in the same trash can, and that's where the movie ends.